I hereby announce on YouTube that this is the baby crux. Cue the music. Oh yeah, there ain't none. Hi folks, I'm Cyclops FPV and welcome to a kind of update on a build that I featured 2 videos ago. Now a lot of you probably noticed that is the UZ80. Well, actually it's not. It's a Modula 6 converted to a UZ80 frame and a couple of other bits. And this is the crux3. So I'm naming this the baby crux because well, anyone spot any differences? Now what I've done was I made some little changes on it, and it's not quite the same quad as what I featured in my video before. There's not a lot of differences. I've lowered the ride height and put a different canopy in it, and I've adapted it so I can use the Cadex Ant Nano as well, so I can actually change the cameras around without too much effort if I wanted to. I quite like the Runcam Nano 3. I think that's alright, but I can swap it out to the same as what's on the crux3, which is the Cadex oh god, I get them all mixed up, the Ant. But so what I've done here, I've lowered the ride height. I've taken off the standoffs that I had in there, and I've now got a longer bolt going through there. Basically it's the same as the crux3, and I've lowered everything down through the board. So if we take this out, I can actually now get to the USB. Way, whereas before I couldn't because it was a lot higher. Because the motor plugs go through the frame, I've had to reroute the plugs so they go under the arm now rather than straight in. I've changed the canopy. It's got a crux3 canopy on there, which I know the UZ80 uses as well, but I've left the I've changed the camera bracket in there so I can actually put a Cadex Ant camera in there if I wanted to, because the aperture is a lot wider, so it'll take a bigger lens. But I quite like this one. Yeah, so I've lowered it all down. I've changed the canopy. Haven't changed the camera because I quite like it, but I've got that option if I want to. And basically that is it. And the main reason I did that was because I wanted a 4-point canopy configuration rather than the 3-point, which didn't have anything sitting there, and it could cause camera jello. So I went for this option, and it worked out quite well. Also it meant that I can lengthen my antenna a little bit as well, because obviously the legs are a different sort of pattern. I could lengthen it even more, but I decided to leave it as it is, as it wasn't giving me any problems. I haven't tried the 50mm props yet. I want to try that, but I don't hold up much hope for that. But the main reason was to get the ride height lower, get to the USB port. Now I found some things on eBay the other day. You can buy these little covers that go inside. You can even get the ones that go on the outside as well, to stop all the dust and the crap that the props produce. It stops all the stuff going inside the USB port and causing issues there. So I'm waiting for that to come in, but I'll be putting them on all my quads, because being at the bottom there, or even at the sides, come to think of it, isn't a very good idea, because these are running props out, and it could flick a lot of you know, grass in there or whatever, dust, sand, you know. So I'll be putting them USB covers on there, and it doesn't add any weight really. This is still 20 gram, because I had to add obviously the longer bolts and everything. Although I took the standoffs off, I didn't actually save any weight, because by the time I put these in there, it worked out to be the same. But yeah, so I mean, there's a it's quite a similarity there, isn't there? I mean, yes, in effect it is a UZ80, but it's not, because it's a Modular 6. It's just I bought the frame kit in the end, because you get the canopy with it, and you get the screws, which is what I really needed, and all the other bits and pieces for the camera and everything, because it comes as a kit, and you get the frame as well with it. And so I've now got a spare frame, and it was only £2 dearer than just the basic frame kit, which I didn't notice before. So that came in, so I redid it all. And then we got the crux3, which is just a bigger version of it, although the flight boards are different as well. The flight controller is that's 1S, and that's 1 and 2S, but that runs 200 milliwatts, and this is just 25. But I have just as much fun on this as I do on that. So anyway, yeah, that's it folks, just an update on that, and I'll be putting some flight footage on at the end of this video, because I've sorted out the on-screen display on this. On my last video, if you remember, I had no on-screen display, so I didn't know where my battery was at, I didn't know what the RSSI was like. So what I did was I went and plugged the camera board back in there, the menu switch and that, and which I add is a bit of a pain in the butt if you're gonna leave the canopy on, but I got it on there in the end, and I changed it from PAL back to NTSC, which is how it came out of the box, and hey presto, I got my on-screen display back. So that's all sorted. You'll see that in the video anyway, but that's it. So that's all hunky-dory, and yeah, thanks for watching. I'll put some flight footage on now, and hopefully it's a better day than it was on my last video, because it was a bit gloomy and a bit crappy. So hopefully that you'll see a better result from the camera side of stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching. I've been Cyclops FPV, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Okay folks, so this is another video of my crux3 on a slightly better day, and as you can see, I've got my on-screen display working. This is going to be a 9.5 minute video. I could have flown a little bit longer, but I came in about 7.5 volts per cell, something like that, so easily 10 minutes. I'm still getting a little bit of camera jittery on this, but I don't know, my goggles, I don't know. Attempted a bit of a tree dive there. Yeah, so what it turned out to be, regarding display, was the I had it set to PAL, and although it worked, it got rid of all my settings on the beta flight part of it, so I couldn't even get beta flight on the old stick commands. So I just put it to what it was before, and it all worked. So yeah, so I got everything set up, and This is the second time I've flown this. Well, the second set of batteries. I thought I'd go to a little bit of a bigger field and have a little bit of a flop and see if this camera is any better, which it isn't. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, whether it's vibration or whether it's something to do with the goggles. I've got to try my other one. Getting the same sort of, well, this is actually worse than my my baby crux. So I don't know, but I'll sort it out anyway. Whatever it is, can't be much. I don't think it was quite as bad in the goggles as the DVR's picked up, but it didn't take away the enjoyment of the flight. Although it is a bit irritating when you get camera noise, because I've never had it before on any of my other quads. So as this has got a good camera, I would expect it slightly better, especially the goggles I'm using, because they weren't cheap. So I'm trying to be sort of efficient, but on the throttle at the same time, you know. There's no wind, so I can't use that as an excuse today. Yeah, the image quality is a bit poor though. I don't like the way that the flickering and the colour just keeps coming and going. See, if it was the goggles, then I would have thought the DVR wouldn't pick it up. It'd be a more smoother recording. I've changed the aspect ratio, if you noticed. Oh, this is 16:9. Previously it was 4:3. It didn't make any difference flying it in the goggles, but on the video it seemed a bit cropped. So I thought I'd try a different setting. Yeah, I really don't know what's going on with this camera. It's not loose or anything. I tightened everything down, but I'm definitely getting some vibration somewhere. It's going into the camera. Yeah, very quick this thing. It's only a 2S, but it's brilliant. These prop and the motors are quite efficient, but they also give you quite a lot of oomph as well. So you're getting the best of both worlds. It was a clever move by HAPPYMODEL, because usually these motors should be like 1302s or something like that, with a slightly higher kV, but they've gone for a lower kV and a slightly smaller motor, but it works out quite good. Obviously the right choice with the XT30 plug as well. Very capable quad. Very fast as well, and quiet. That's the other good thing about it. I don't like those 5-inch quads that just scream and you can hear it for like fields across. It just brings up too much attention. With something like this or smaller, you can fly it over joggers and dog walkers and stuff like that, and they don't even batter an eyelid. Half of them are wearing headphones anyway, so they can't even hear you. They just look at you funny because they're wondering what you're doing. But they don't ever give you any bother. And this is, like I said, this has got more than enough power to do crazy stuff with. So, you know, you don't need as much power as a 4S. I've never found the need to. I've always done my stuff on alright on the power I've got. This is where I attempt a bit of sort of slow flying. But as I'm coming down on the battery, I didn't want to go... Oh, the idea was to go right the way round. But I'm kind of watching that battery. But yeah, I mean, 9 minutes and 34 seconds, that's pretty good going. I mean, with a 550 battery, you'll get slightly less time. You'll still get 8 minutes, but you'll get a lighter quad, so you'll get a little bit more power out of it. You won't have so much to lift, but this is the only batteries I've got with an XT30 on it. I've certainly got no 1S batteries with an XT30 on them. I've never found a desire to buy them. But yeah, I'm just sort of like cruising about now and just watching that battery and trying to get rid of that battery as quick as possible, because 9 minutes is a long time to be flying, to be fair. I like to stop in between flying and, you know, like have a rest. But yeah, it's quite tiring flying that long. I think I'm just sort of making my approach. I'll stick it in stabilised in a minute just so I can land it, and I still ended up upside down. I think it's because the camera tilt is quite high on this, and it makes gauging the flat ground quite difficult, so I'm always coming down at an angle. But no, I'm done. I disarm it before I hit the deck, sort of thing, just a few feet up in the air. Just having a little play about now, and just until that battery drops. Yeah, I think I'll call it a day in a second. I'm trying to get to the 10-minute mark, but I know I can easily do it. When I went to charge these batteries up again, it was on 3.6. I did 2 flights, and I landed on 3.5 volts, and then when I went to charge them up, it was on 3.6 per cell, you know. So yeah, done well. Yeah, I'll put it in stabilised mode, so I'm coming in for a land now. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. I just managed to land it upside down. See you later, guys.